Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, we'll solve the quiz. This quiz is from while loop, so we solve these problems using while loop. First question is write a code to print all the values from 1 to 100 and skip the numbers that are divisible by 3 or 5. We set I equal to 1, then while write condition I less than or equal to 100 because we want to print values from 1 to 100. The next condition is skip the values that are divisible by 3 or 5. So write if I mod by 3 equal to 0 or I mod by 5 equal to 0, then continue. But before continue, we increment the value of I, because if we don't increment, then it repeats same process because the value of I is 1. Now print I, and after that increment values of I. Now run to check. Here you can see we get the values from 1 to 100 and skip the numbers that are divisible by 3 or 5. When the value of I is 1, it check condition. This condition is true, and then again check this condition. This condition is false, and it go to print statement and print the value of I, and then increment again the value of I2, and it repeats same process. When the value of I is 3, it go to this block, and then increment the value of I and continue. Skip the remaining statement of the block, and it will go to while. Now the second question is write a program to find the factorial of a number. Now ask user to enter a number equal to int, then input enter a number. Then we create variable factorial where we store factorial, and we set 1 because in factorial we use multiplication, and when we multiply any number with 1, it remains same. Now while number greater than 0 and effect equal to effect multiplied by 1, number, and number, and then we decrement number minus equal to 1 because factorial of 4 is 4 cross 3 cross 2 cross 1. Then print factorial. Now run to check. Here we enter number 4, and you can check we got 24. We print using formatting. First we write F, and then factorial is, and in curly brackets we use variable that we want to print. Now again run to check. Enter number 4, and here you get factorial is 24. Now set up breakpoint here and run the code to check, debug the code to check how it runs. Go to console and enter F8. Here enter value 4, then enter. Now the value of fact is 1, enter F8. Here check the condition is true, and go to factorial multiply factorial by number, and the value of fact is 4, and decrement the number. Now the value of number is 3, and again check the condition is true, and then again multiply. Now the value of fact is 12. It repeats same process until the condition is wrong, and here you get result factorial is 24. Now the third question is write a program that input numbers until the user enter a negative number. The program calculates the average, maximum and minimum of all positive numbers. First ask user to enter a number, enter a positive number. Then create a list where we store numbers, because after that we find maximum, minimum and average. Here we create list, empty list, write while, and then number greater than 0, because we want to enter positive numbers greater than or equal to 0. And here we append the list, data dot number, data dot append, and then we pass number. Then again ask user to enter a number, enter a positive number, enter a positive number, and it asks user to input until the user enter a negative number. When user enter negative number, it check the condition is false and the control go outside the loop. When user enter positive number, the condition is true and then it append in list. Now we find the maximum, minimum and average of that numbers. Print max. Max is the built-in function that return the maximum number in that list. And then print minimum. It is also a built-in function that print the minimum number in that list, that return minimum number. And then we find average. We get variable average here, then sum of that numbers divisible by length of. For example, you enter 4 numbers, then it sum the 4 numbers and then divide by 4. Now print average. Now run to check. Here we enter 2, then 3, 8 and then 2. Then when we enter negative number, it stop asking to enter number and then give us maximum number, then minimum number and then average. Here you can check the total sum of all the numbers is 12 and the average is 3, and maximum number is 5 and minimum number is 2. If you want to check how this code run, debug that code and you can check all the steps. If you have any question, you can ask me in comments. Thanks for watching. Allah Hafiz.